Hey everybody, I'm Will, better known as Will Hall Experience, aka the Mr. Beast of MTG. I'm with Dan, better known as MTG Tavern, aka the Egg of MTG. And today we're going to be playing some Jund to find out what's best.
Okay, so in today's video, we're going to be playing traditional Jund by yours truly, an adult, versus a more younger whippersnapper Jund by people like Will who have just started shaving. It's going to be a classic, which Jund is better?
You commented below, you kept saying Jund. You've been saying Jund for weeks is the deck that you guys want to see played, but you didn't say which one. So we've gone with Boomer Jund, New School Jund. We're going to put them together, see which one works, see if you need to update that old Jund list that you've got to this new, beautiful Jund deck that I'm going to be playing.
Also, don't forget, we got these deck lists from comments down below. We've got this idea from comments in the comment section. So if you want to see your deck played next week, we'll give it a go. Just comment down below the deck you want to see played. So, Will, just started shaving. Do you want to play some games of Magic?
I want to destroy you in games of Magic.
Well, let's see.
Okay, so I'm playing a less Boomer version of Jund. I'm playing Jund Company. So this has got a lot of new cards that have been printed in the last couple of years. We've got Collective Company, which is basically RBBE. That's how we're going to get 2 cards of value. We don't have any really hand disruption kill spells. We're kind of relying on mana dorks. We've got 6 mana dorks, plus we've got 3 Ragavans, which can kind of pseudo be a mana dork. Ragavan's a very new card, seeing a lot of play. It's in a lot of different decks. No different than this. When we're playing Jund, we're going to be playing it. We have a couple of 2-drops. We've got some Cruxes, which are obviously really good, because we're going to be playing creature after creature. He's going to be killing them. They're going to be filling up the graveyard. Eventually, we'll get a Crux back and start getting the value that way.
So we're playing classic Boomer Jund, as they call it. I prefer vintage Jund, of course. We're playing like some Bloodbraid Elf, Lily Veils, Thoughtseize, Tarmogoyfs. You guys know what this deck does. You don't even need to explain it to you, so let's just finish up my deck tech here. Okay, Will, are you ready for your first experience in Cardmarket's feature match?
You're going down.
No, I'm not. All right. It's a friendly area. Let's just chill. Let's get some dice. Watch me get this. Okay. Let's get this high number. You ready?
6, not bad.
Okay,
not
so
bad.
about average. About average.
Oof. Okay.
The tension. You can cut it like a knife in here. Okay, this time I'm gonna do it different. I'm gonna roll 1 dice and then. Oh, it's high.
1 at a time, is it?
Yeah. Why don't you roll the other one? I'm going to take the play.
Sure, we'll get the bad luck out of the way now.
Yeah. To even out, I hope you don't have to mulligan this one time. Okay, this opening hand is really, really good. We've only got 2 lands, but we have a whole bunch of 1-drops. We've got Fatal Push, Lightning Bolts, we've got Inquisition Kozilek, we've got the classic Tarmogoyf on turn 2. There's no way we can put this back. Okay, the William Hall experience. I'm going to keep.
I'm also going to keep.
Okay.
Okay, so this opening hand, I've got 4 land, but one of them does draw me a card. I've got a Ragavan, so I've got a 1-drop, which is a pseudo ramp spell if I get to connect with it. I am on the draw though. I do have a Bonecrusher Giant, so I can kind of hit down a Planeswalker, try and get 2 cards out of 1. And I've got a Cruxer, which obviously late game is going to help me quite a lot. We're playing against Jund, so we know that they're going to be killing everything, making me discard, giving me a really hard time, so I really don't want to mull this hand.
Right, I'm going to play a classic Jund opening hand with Blackleaf Glyphs into, not Thoughtseize, but Inquisition Kozilek. You. Okay, so from this Inquisition, I'm going to take the Croc, so we have more than enough removal to deal with the Ragavan on turn 1, well, our turn 2. So we're just going to take the Crocs. That's going to make us discard a card anyway. We will probably play that on turn 2, so just get rid of it.
Upkeep and draw this for the turn. I will also start with a Blackleaf Cliffs, untapped. Tap it for red, and play my Ragavan.
This card's good.
I'm kind of fine with playing my monkey turn 1. I could hold it back and try and dash it on 2 to try and dodge removal if he taps out. But if he starts using his removal, killing my monkeys, filling my graveyard up for my Cruxer.
Untap, draw a card. Okay. So I'm going to play a Verdant Catacombs, and I will pass the turn to you.
Untap, upkeep, draw a card. I'll move to my attack phase.
Okay, go ahead.
I'll attack you this Ragavan.
I will Fatal Push Ragavan.
It dies.
Okay, fantastic news.
I will then play my Copline Gorge, pass turn.
Okay, so on your end step, I will fetch with the Verdant Catacombs. Right, so I'm going to get a Blood Crypt. It's going to come out tapped. No damage for me.
It's a fancy Blood Crypt.
It's pretty good, isn't it? It's not bad. Right, my turn. I will untap, upkeep, draw. So I'm going to begin with tapping Blood Crypt for a black mana, and I'm going to Inquisition Kozilek you. So this Inquisition is actually not good for us. Yeah, we get to take a Bone Crusher Giant, but he's still got another one, and that Collected Company, oh my god. Like, we're starting to fall a little bit behind here because we're running out of resources, and that is a 2-for-1. Usually, we're in trouble. Okay, then I'm going to play a Forest and a Tarmogoyf. What have you got in graveyard, is it?
Creature.
Creature, I got land, instant sorcery. So that's 4 fine. That's the end of my turn. I will pass to you.
End of your turn, I'm going to Bone Crush Giant you for 2. You can go on an adventure.
Okay.
Untap, upkeep, draw. That's a good draw. So Season Pyro with this hand. I can play it now on turn 3. I can discard the land I've got and the Coco and get 1 token. Or I can try and wait a turn, try and dodge a Thoughtseize and get more value from the Coco and then play the Season Pyromancer. Right, I'm going to play this Blue Marsh.
Okay.
I'm going to tap 3, one of them being red, and cast my Bone Crusher from being on an adventure.
He's been and seen the world. He's now back.
That's done.
Okay. I will untap, draw a card. So I will go to combat, and I will swing for 4.
No blocks.
No blocks. Okay. Take 4.
I drop to 16.
Okay, I'm going to shock myself with a Stomping Ground, so I'm going to take 2. And I will pass the turn to you.
Oh, untap.
Okay.
Upkeep, draw. Okay, he's paid 2 life and shocked his land in and passed with 4 mana up. So he's got 2 cards in hand. They're probably removal spells. So if I play this Coco here, which is 1 card, I'm going to get 2 cards from it. He's going to use maximum his 2 removal spells to kill my creatures or whatever I hit off the Coco, which gives me the card advantage. So I'm going to cast the Coco here. And I cast the Collective Company.
A main phase Collected Company. Okay.
I'm just going to drop him
6 cards.
I'm going to take a Bone Crusher Giant and a Ragavan. I'm then going to go to combat.
Yep.
Try and attack you for 4.
I'm going to take 2 instead. Just at Lightning Bolts the Bone Crush Giant.
You take 2 down
Take
to
2.
13.
Yeah.
It dies.
Okay.
Pass turn.
Okay, I will untap, draw a card. Okay, so I'm going to play a Bloodstained Eye and pass the turn to you.
Untap.
Yep.
I'm going to draw a card.
Go ahead.
I'm going to play a Verdant Catacombs. I'm going to crack the Verdant Catacombs. Pink.
Okay. Down to 15.
I'm going to get this a Blood Crypt. I'm going to pay 2 life for it, so it comes into play untapped.
Someone's not shy. Okay. 2 damage down to 13.
And I'm going to pay 2 red and 2 black. And I'm going to bring my Cruxer back. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Crux comes to play, trigger.
So, yeah, in response to the trigger, I was hoping to hold on to this for a bit longer, but I'm going to K command. And I think my only real options now are you discard a card and kill Ragavan. That's all I've got.
This Ragavan dies, and I'll discard this Ragavan.
Okay. And
Trigger happens.
No
you
cards
got
in
no
hand.
cards. So you take 3 points of damage. You go to 10. And then pass turn.
Right, so on your end step, I'm going to crack Bloodstained Eye. We'll take a damage.
That's 9.
Okay, I'm going to get an Overgrown Tomb. Tapped, of course. Life total's getting precariously low.
Start tapping the top of that deck, I think.
Right, so I will untap, draw this amazing card. It's pretty good, but I'm going to pass the turn.
Okay. I'm going to untap. I'll keep draw.
Okay.
Play this Overgrown Tomb and shock myself.
Oh, the life
Down
total's-
to 11.
Yep.
And I'm going to tap 1, 2, 3. And play this Season Pyro.
That seems pretty good.
Nothing to discard, so draw 2 cards.
Go ahead, draw 2 cards.
I'm going to attack with just my Cruxer. Trigger.
Okay, so in response to the trigger again, I'm just going to bolt this.
You're going to bolt the Cruxer?
I'm going to bolt the Cruxer.
Cruxer is bolted.
Okay.
Trigger happens.
Yep, take some damage.
3. You get down to 6.
Yep. And then I will go to blocks and block.
You block it, they both trade.
Okay.
Let's go to my graveyard. I'm going to pass turn.
I'm not going to lie to a whole experience. This card better be damn good.
Needs to be a BBE, I'd say.
I'll pass the turn.
Okay, I'm going to enter yours. Pay 1, I'm going to crack the Peat Land and draw a card.
Sounds good. Go ahead, draw a card.
I'm going to untap. It's a good one. It's a good one.
That's not good news. That's never good news for me.
Draw for turn.
Draw for turn. What have you got?
So, pay 2 mana, 1 black, 1 red. I'm going to play a Cruxer. I'm going to get rid of that card from your hand. Hopefully. Trigger.
It's just a Raging Ring.
You
I got nothing.
You take 3.
I take 3.
You get down to 3 life. You're welcome, chat. Tap 3. 2 red, 1 black. Play a Lightning Schism. Go to combat.
Can I just stop?
Hit you for 12.
Should I concede before I take the damage or just concede so I have some narrow amount of victory in my heart still? I'll take the damage. How much is that?
You die.
I'm very dead. Okay, it's 12, I'm at minus 10. Close game. Game 2?
GG's.
Okay, now before we get into game number 2, I want to take a second to thank Union County Games who sponsored this video for today, supplied us with all of the cards.
Yeah, one of my personal friends, Lewis McLeod, just opened this actual bricks and mortar store down in Exeter. Union County Games, they obviously have all the cards that they're supposed to have today and they can supply you with your cards. Down below there'll be a link for you to go to, it'll take you straight there, you can buy from them. Why pay import taxes when you don't need to?
So yeah, thank you to Union County Games, but they're not going to help you with game number 2. Well, you may have got lucky with game number 1, but game number 2, you're going to get spanked, my friend. In sideboarding here, it's more of a case here of taking out cards I think are much worse than some sideboard cards. I don't want to bring in or leave in all of the Inquisitions of Kozilek's because they can't hit a collected company, and instead I'm going to bring in the likes of an Abrupt Decay and a Terminate to just trade 1 for 1, which is pretty much what an Inquisition is. We're going to leave in the Thoughtseize because they can stag that collected company, which I think is a big problem for us. We are bringing in Ashiok to deal with graveyards and Nihil spell bombs. I'm not entirely sure that's correct, but I think it's better than the Liana of the Veil. And like I said, we're bringing pieces of spot removal here and there. Finally, Kitchen Finks. I'm pretty happy trading Creature for a bit of life and then getting the Kitchen Finks back. That kind of trades with a collected company at times, so it's just there for a little bit of grind value.
So the first thing I'm taking out is the Ragavans. These die to every single thing as well as Ren and 6. Playing a Ragavan and having him untap on 2 and play a Ren and 6 and ping my Ragavan, it's almost game over. You're so far behind that point, it's not, we don't want to keep playing. Also, Bone Crusher Giant doesn't really hit much. Time Growth is going to be a lot bigger. It doesn't really attack and kill the Planeswalkers as quick as I want it to, so I'm going to trim on them. Still going to keep a couple in, but I'm going to trim on it. And then lastly, this Plague Engineers, it's not hitting anything. It's a 2/2 Death Touch for 3 mana. Not what I'm trying to do in this matchup. I'm trying to get as many 2/1s as I can. I'm going to be bringing in 1 more Endurance, because being able to exile his graveyard or my graveyard to try and make a Time Growth smaller once it's got damage on it, that's quite good. And I've not got a lot of ways to try and get rid of a Time Growth here. Also, Magus of the Moon. He's playing Jund the same as I am, but he doesn't know that I'm playing Magus of the Moon. So I might be able to get a turn where I can lock him out of the game, give him all mountains, and his only outs are going to be bolts, or maybe some Bone Crusher Giants. Because we're playing Jund, it's all about the value train. I want to bring these Tias Trackers to turn all my dead draws or those lands into free cards. So the Will Hall experience, I will be on the play because I lost the last game. Yes, you did. Okay, let's just say no more about that. All right, so I'm going to win this one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 cards. This opening hand, I'm really not sure about, and I really need you guys to tell me down in the comments, is this just a bad key? I have a 2-drop, I have a 3-drop, I have 2 Bloodbraid Elves and 3 lands, so if I hit 1 more land, I'm really happy because in the mid-game, on the play, I'm going to be getting a huge amount of value. If I draw a whole bunch of 1 and 2 drops, well, I still have all of the mana, and we can cast Bloodbraid Elves later, so I'm keeping this, but I know I could be very, very wrong, and I should be interacting more early in the game, so tell me down in the comments, guys. I will keep. I'll also keep. Okay, so this opening hand's got exactly what I want. It's got a turn 1 mana accelerant, it's got 2 good free drops in it, it's got 4 land, which is a bit on the iffy side, but worst case scenario that he destroys my hand with Inquisitions or Thoughtseizes, I'm going to hit all my land drops, which means I can hit a Coco late on. Turn 1. Raging Ravine tapped, your turn. No Inquisition on tap. Draw. I've got nothing else to do besides get this Mana Dork down, so I'm going to play the Mana Dork. If it lives, it's great for us. If it doesn't, that happens. Play Wooded Foothills.
Okay.
I'm going to crack it. I'm going to get a Stomping Ground and play my Ignoble Hierarch.
Okay.
And then I will pass the turn.
Untap. Draw a card. So I'm going to go ahead and play a Verdant Catacombs.
Yep.
And I'm going to play a Knight and Spellbomb.
Sure.
And it's your turn.
I'm going to untap, draw.
Okay.
I'm going to play my Verdant Catacombs.
Okay.
I'm going to crack it.
Crack that land.
I'm going to go down to 16 and go fetch a basic swamp because life titles matter. It doesn't have a basic swamp. I guess I'm going to get a forest then. I'm going to tap 3. I'm going to play a Corfi, God of Destiny.
Oh my god. Clothis, we pretty much have no answer to, so we have to kind of end this game quickly, and our opening hand doesn't really lean on that. We've got a whole bunch of 4-drops here, which is great later in the game, but Clothis is just going to get all of that value I get from the Bloodbraid Elves back, and we are in a lot of trouble here already.
Last turn.
Okay, reluctantly I'm going to fetch on end step.
Go down to 19.
And we're going to get a Blood Crypt tapped. Okay, untap.
Last turn.
Draw a card. Oh no.
Things you always want your opponent to say.
Yeah, well, this is kind of a half positive, half negative oh no, because I don't know what I'm meant to do now. I can use all of my mana, but it's one of those situations where, which thing do I do?
Oh, you've got too many options.
I've got too many options. My hand is that good. Okay, let's go ahead and shock.
And 17.
Okay, and then I'm going to play a Kitchen Finks. So gain 2 life.
Gain 2 life up to 19. Sure.
And that's the end of my turn. Pass to you.
Okay, I'm gonna tap, draw, and this is gonna trigger.
Okay.
I'm gonna target your land in exile it, and I'm gonna float a red mana.
Go ahead.
I'm gonna play a Magus of the Moon.
Now I have nothing but mountains left, and I'm going to need to draw a Bone Crusher Giant or some kind of removal to deal with that very, very quickly, because I'm just going to lose everything in my hand here. I just can't cast it. I'm not going to lie, it's pretty bad for me.
It's a good draw.
Yeah.
I'll then play my basic mountain.
Would you like to take 2 damage?
It's a basic mountain, I don't have that option.
I know, sorry.
And pass the turn.
Okay, untap.
How are those Boomerlands working out for you?
They are fantastic, leave me alone. The laughs on you, the Will Hall experience, because I just top decked a Blackleaf Cliffs, which now comes out untapped on turn 4. How are you feeling over there?
Value.
Value right there. Ignore the fact I can't cast anything, your turn.
Okay, well, I'm gonna untap.
Okay.
I'm gonna draw a card. And I'm gonna have my trigger on the stack. I'm going to exile one of my land for a green mana. So
Okay.
1 green floating in my pool. I'm going to play my Bloodstained Mire as a mountain. I'm going to crack 1 black, 1 red. And I'm going to play my Cruxer trigger.
Yes, I will discard an Ashiok Dreamrender.
We take no damage.
No damage this time.
Let's go to the graveyard. Still got my 1 green floating. I'm gonna pay 1 green and 1 red. I'm gonna play my endurance.
Okay.
I'm gonna target myself.
Okay.
I'm gonna shuffle these 2 in.
Okay.
Okay, it seems a bit of a weird play, playing the endurance out and targeting myself to shuffle just 2 cards in a land and a Cruxer, but I think I'd rather draw that Cruxer late game, and while I've got him locked out, I want to be getting the pressure on. Plus, 2 green pips will help turn on the god. And pass the turn.
I'll untap none of my cards. I will draw. We drew the Bone Crusher Giant, which is it's such a lucky top deck, because now we get rid of the Magus of the Moon, and we have enough mana left over to play our Tarmogoyf. So not only do we remove the big problem for us, but we actually get to use all of our mana as well. So we are looking a bit better right now. I'm not going to lie, the Will Hall experience. That might have been a good top deck. I will pay 2, and I'll stomp the Magus of the Moon.
That is a good top deck.
That was a very good top deck. He is on an adventure, so you will put him... I'll use Carl's trick. Have you ever seen the other show on the Thursday? He always does this trick I really like. And I really want to use my mana before we get another Magus along, so I'm going to go ahead and cast a Tarmogoyf.
Sure.
I believe he's currently at a 2/3, which is not very big. And I will pass the turn to you.
I'm going to untap.
Yep.
I'm going to draw for turn.
Was it another Magus?
Trigger. I'm going to exile your Planeswalker. I'm going to do 2 damage to you, and I'm going to gain 2 life. Okie dokie. I'm going to play my Wood of Foothills. I'm going to tap 1 red and 1 green. And I'm going to return the favour. Bone Crush Giant, your Tarmogoyf.
Pretty good.
Goes on an adventure here. Then I'm going to sack my 2 land, my Wood of Foothills and my Bloodstained Mire.
Okay.
I'm going to go 16 for taking 2 of those. And I'm going to get my Overgrown Tomb. I'm going to pay 2 life for that.
14.
Down to 14 and a Mountain.
Oh, just 14.
I'm then going to pay 4 mana.
Yep.
And play a Collective Company, which I definitely didn't top deck this turn.
So, I want to say what a lucky top deck, but I don't think I really can say that after I top decked a Bone Crushing Giant, so that's fair. Come on, 6 lands.
Okay. Well, I've only got 2 options, but they're not bad options. Seasoned Pyro and a Bone Crusher.
So, I believe you got some triggers?
Collective Company goes to the graveyard. Trigger Pyro, we're going to draw 2 cards. Awesome, 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 awesome. I'm going to go to combat. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 pips on this.
Okay.
Love to see it. I'm going to attack you with my Endurance and my God for 7 points of damage.
I really don't think I want to take that amount of damage. So I'm just going to block here.
Yep.
Okay.
Dies. You take 3, you die, so it comes back, and you gain another 2.
Yeah.
So you take 3 down to 14, you gain up to 16. And this has a -1/-1 counter on it.
Yep.
I'm then going to pass turn.
Untap. Draw a card. Right, so you're not the only person who can get value, so let's cast a Boomer Bloodbraid Elf. Okay, this Bloodbraid Elf needs to be really, really good. We are so far behind on board. We're not exactly out of it yet, but we probably are. If the Bloodbraid Elf hits something really, really good, we have a chance. Well, Cascade. No good. No good. Okay, Fatal Push. Really, really not good here. So we've got 1 more Bloodbraid Elf. The Fatal Push will kill the Ignoble Hierarch. Apart from I have 1 trick up my sleeve. Fatal Push targeting the Endurance. And then with this on the stack, I'm going to sacrifice Nihil Spellbomb to exile your graveyard.
Sure.
Okay.
Exiled, this dies.
Yep. That was okay, but I'll still pass to you.
I'll take it. I'm going to untap. Upkeep, draw. I'm going to have the trigger.
Okay.
I'm going to exile.
Take your pick.
The artifact. You're going to take
artifact.
2. I'm going to gain 2. You get a 14. I get a 16. I'm going to float a black mana.
Okay.
I'm going to play a Magus of the Moon.
Wasn't a Blood Moon at least.
1 black floating.
Yes.
I'm going to tap my newfound Mountain for 1 red. And this Noble for 1 red.
Okay.
I'm then going to play this Lightning Skizamental. Okay, this is my favorite card, and the reason I want to play this deck, Lightning Skizamental, 6/1, haste, discard cards, what more do you want? And then I'm going to go to combat. So I'm going to attack with my big God. I'm definitely attacking the Skiz Elemental, because these are almost you have to block type cards. And I've got triggers here, so I'm going to also attack with these 2 This just came into play, so I can't do that. So yeah, that's my attackers.
Well, that didn't go so well for me. So yeah, I'll block here, and take 8.
So you take 8. These two trade this dice.
Yep. And trigger, I discard 2 cards. Now, just the Inquisition, which is meh, and a Bloodbraid Elf, which was actually pretty meh right now as well.
You can cast him. I'm then going to play my land for a turn, Burning Catacombs, which is a beautiful mountain, and then sacrifice this end of turn. Pass turn.
I think I'm pretty much dead here. If I top deck a removal spell to remove Magus of the Moon, which I pretty much have to top deck, I still have nothing to add to the board. So I think I'm damned if I do and damned if I don't. So we'll draw a card, and it better be good.
It's got to be really good.
I'm going to cast my Bone Crusher Giant from an adventure.
You have a Bone Crusher Giant?
That's all I've got. Your turn.
Okie dokie. Untap. Draw for 10.
Okay.
Yep, cool. Trigger on this.
Okay.
I'm going to exile one of your creatures. Let's go for a Bloodbraid Elf.
A Bloodbraid Elf.
You go down to 2. I go up to 18. Tap 3 mana. 3 big lovely mountains. I'm going to play this Bone Crusher Giant.
Okay.
I will pay 1 black.
I thought you were attacking.
I'm going to cast Unearth. I'm going to target my Lightning Skill Elemental.
It's pretty good. It's pretty good.
Return this. I'm going to go to combat.
I think I might be dead here, but let's just play it out. Go ahead.
I'm going to attack you with everything.
Okay. Now, I'm going to block here. Yeah?
Yep.
And I think I'm very dead. I drew a red 6.
Yeah, GG's.
Good game.
Good game.
Well played.
Pass me that mic though.
Here you go. Seriously?
I won.
You
I'm the king.
You won a game.
No, I'm the king. You suck. You are a peasant.
How much did that cost you? Do you not think the crown and cape is a little bit over the top?
No, this is what winners wear. You wouldn't know anything about that.
Well, no, this week I didn't, I'll admit. Turns out that Boomer Jun, not so good, but man, that deck, Croxer, Collected Companies, Lightning Skill Elementals, that was really hard to keep up with.
Yeah, any excuse to play a Lightning Skill Elemental, I'm there. And this deck overperformed a lot more than what I thought it was going to be. If you don't own it already, I'd be buying the cards right now and playing AF and then your next big tournament.
Yeah. Anyway, guys, help me get that for next week. Go down below, leave your deck lists in the comments section. Give me some good ones, please. Also, while you're down there, subscribe. Remember, leave a thumbs up for this particular video. Will, thank you for joining us for this week's episode. You look rather ridiculous, but I'll see you guys next time.
See you later.